Okay, this is gonna be really messy, but hopefully it'll at least work. And of course I forgot. Today's a mess. Today's a goddamn mess. Just bear with me while I get things on track. It'll just take a hot minute. There we go. Okay. Might be okay now. Things might have actually gotten set up correctly. Hopefully. Of course, now I've got two different windows I need to keep up at all times, so I have an idea what's going on, just in case things break. Okay, I think I've successfully juggled everything into a workable position. If this doesn't work, I'm going to be very disappointed. But I think it will. It behaved in testing. Of course, we've seen how well it ends up working out when things behave in testing, and then I go live. I end up going live, and it just immediately explodes. Oh great, there's an ice biome, like, right next door, huh? Great. Great. That's what I needed to see right now. Straight into this. Guide, if you'd be so kind as to actually be useful, thank you. Flatten this off. There we go. Does send water to awkward places, but it's fine. Basic structure plonked down so I can actually stop to think for a second now and then. God, I have forgotten how to do anything because it has been an amount of time. Oh boy. I only make the best choices. Clearly only the best choices. I'm gonna need a bunch of those. I'm gonna need two of those. Technically I need that. Give me this for the moment because short swords are the worst thing in the world for me. There we go. Now, it should be fairly apparent how to use the overlay, but if anybody has questions, do ask. I will help. I do not mind. Not that I've used it over much myself, but at least I do have half an idea how it works. Because it should be easy enough to use just from the overlay that's on screen. Do shout at me if something's not working. Because while I can kind of see what's going on with that, I also have no guarantees for anything. Current scheme of things. Because this is really messy right now. So I did not fully think this through because I kind of ran out of time a little bit with how I planned to do this. I woke up very late, according to the intended plan. And yes, everything's going to stop every time I click away to check something, so that's just going to have to be something everybody's going to have to get used to for a bit. Till I get this stable. Guy, don't you bring that in this house. I will kill you myself. Don't you start with me. I see you throwing angry emotes at me, E-Guide. I do not care. I will kill you. I know many ways to make that happen. Only one of which is important, but god damn it, it's gonna happen anyway. Nah, I shouldn't need armor. I should be okay. Things said right before disaster, as usual. This is gonna be a really, like, low energy stream, too, because, as I mentioned, slept like shit. But I at least wanted to prove the point that this does work. So I can then do a much more actually productive and energetic stream with this later. Potentially even tomorrow. Depending on how things work out. I think these are big enough. Yes, okay. And yes, this is just going to turn into a tenement block. No, I don't particularly care. I'm no master builder. I'm more attuned to making weaponry. Also, smart man, you should have opened things on your phone as an extra coverage for that, so you don't have to tab around like a crazy person. That would be the smarter idea. There we go. You would think with 2 monitors I'd actually be able to keep track of things in a much better way than this, but when you have 3 windows you need to keep on 1 monitor, so as not to have them overlay the game and get in the way of that, it gets a little messy. Just a little messy. I suppose technically I don't need to have the crowd control window in front of me at all times over there, but at least for the first session of using it, I'm going to keep it in eyesight all the time, just to make sure that nothing goes horribly wrong with it. At least not that I can't immediately try to fix. have my doubts. I think things are working? I have no way of telling. Which is always a nice feeling. Where did... What? How? Okay. Everything's fine. Tired brain is just being real stupid. Do I want to just put a elevator in the basement like I usually do, or do I want to actually... Now, I'll go explore first. Let's have some fun. Get myself into all kinds of trouble. As I get myself mauled by a slime because I am apparently terrible these days. Because, you know, going straight in at expert when I haven't played this game in over a year was clearly my finest of decisions. Stacked on top of the idea of giving people the power to ruin everything. And making it reasonably cheap to do so, too. Yep. I just make great choices. This is nothing new. Okay, this water needs to go. Because this water is going to get me killed. Not that everything here isn't going to get me killed, but the water is going to be the issue I can actually fix. I'm trying to do public works programs, slime. Leave me alone. You brought the zombies. I hope you're happy with yourself. Oh, right. The zombies with an arm in their hands hit really damn hard. Right. Oh, and I put that door in a terrible place. Great. I am so pleased with myself for having placed it where I'm just going to destroy it every time I die, which is going to happen really often right now. This zombie hits really fucking hard. Okay, so that's a problem. That's a big problem. It's a really, really big problem. I want that. Also, I really, really wish this was less on brand for how I normally have worlds spawn. Because I swear, every time I spawn a world in Terraria, I end up with water everywhere. Like, legit everywhere. And right now we have a problem in that I cannot get back into the base from this side. I'm gonna put in platforms, but I kind of needed to get the zombie problem out of the way first. There we go. Don't open that door, guide. Don't you do it. I know you want to. And I know you're thinking about it. But don't do it. Just don't. I need to get some stone so I can get a furnace and get some... The rate I'm going, I'm gonna need one of these, too. I need that health regen, desperately. I should probably stop being a cocky bastard and actually wear some armor. That will probably help my situation immensely. Not that this situation's going to ever be good, considering. But, you know. So I guess basement hole it is, though. Considering I can't really get out right now. Which, you know, that's the curse of having let this run for a bit to make sure things were working. I lost all of the initial daylight that would have helped give me time to get things done. But when in doubt, mole hole your way out of problems. Okay, that is still at a jumpable height. Next one down, I think, will be the same spot. Not that I can place it right now, because, you know, God forbid I place it at my own feet. I'd have to jump, and I can't be bothered. Okay, that's still jumpable. Things are gonna be really slow for a while. But that's fine. We can just chill. Everything's gonna be absolutely fine. These aren't gonna quite be perfectly even either, which is going to make my brain itch, but I'm gonna just try not to think about it. I would advise anyone who will be bothered by it to do the same. I guess I'm gonna have a root cellar, because I see something over there that I want. Honestly, a basement's gonna be useful anyway. I can just stick all the storage down here for the most part. Keep it mostly out of the way. This will help get us towards an anvil, so I'm gonna need that anyway. Just try not to think about what that hole now looks like. I really should have left the vein mining mod on for my own sanity. But too late. Not turning back now. Besides, if I was worried about sanity, I wouldn't have turned on crowd control. Lord knows everything's going to go wild enough with that alone. Do I have enough? Yes. Okay. Also, be prepared for this to get super messy, because I'm just a really lazy bastard when it comes to setting all this up, so things are just gonna get thrown. I might deal with it later, I might not. Especially since this is gonna be a short stream today, I'm not really gonna fuss over keeping things clean. It will be far wiser just to be productive. And I know, keeping it clean is hedging bets for future production, but I'd rather have current production right now. Is that enough for an anvil, finally? Yes. Okay. We're in business. Place anvil. I said place anvil, not eat anvil. Shouldn't that... I could have swore you could place those on top of each other. Oh, fine. I know more than one way to get this job done. Aha. This way you can use both in the same spot. Much more convenient. Not the best looking, especially with the logic of having a giant metal anvil on a tiny wooden platform, but, you know, just try your best not to think about that either. It's not important. I appear to be lacking something vital for what I'm trying to do, though. And that is definitely upsetting. It's more than likely the fact that I don't have enough lead to make a weapon. Because once I have a real weapon, things are going to start getting better. But right now, things are not great. My initial intent was just to run off in a direction and hope I find a boomerang, because that would carry me for a while. But sadly, things got a little hot a little fast, so didn't exactly get that opportunity. I'm curious to test at some point if a modded world would work with crowd control. Because that would make this a lot more interesting for everybody, I'm sure. I could just tunnel off in a direction. So now that it's turning daytime, I can probably get away with just running around up there now. It was really only those zombies that were just destroying me. Make a bunch of platforms so we can cross the water. Actually, I should do what I said I was going to do originally and fix this water problem, too. Okay, that is a spot. Not that fighting these ice slimes is any better for me, really. But at least they're much more controllable. They actually, you know, care about the piddling amount of knockback this sword has. Since they're so lightweight. I could go down there for the money, but I'm just not that interested. Damn it. Nope. It's staying there. Now that it's been put there, it lives there. Now, I believe there's one or two interesting things I could actually make with the wood here, but I'm not that fussed about it. Right now, survival is a priority. I don't believe anything I make out of boreal wood is actually enough of an improvement to be worried about. And this is exactly what I mean about my world spawning with asinine amounts of water. Just water, water everywhere. Of course, the slimes don't fucking care. They float. Why should they care? Just for safety, I'm going to close this up too, because I know I'm going to fall in that hole running from a problem at some point. And it'll help once we have Hermes boots to be able to just zoom through the area anyway. Now, if I didn't want the slimes to be able to get at me, I would use real old platforms instead of just the non-solids, but I'd rather be able to get in and out as needed. Like, if the platform gets flooded with enemies, I can just drop through it and run for my life. Because I know you guys have the power to increase the spawn rates, thanks to crowd control. So I'm hedging bets based on that happening at some point, considering I made it pretty cheap. And even those who don't want to spend money should be able to spend channel points to influence things. I purposely made things cheap because of the way that channel points will work as far as this go. It was because I don't have the available expendable income to get the pro version of crowd control so that I can actually give you guys the cheapest options. But you do also get some free coins the first time you load into this too, so... Say as I drown. Which yet again, if I spent the money on the pro version of crowd control, I apparently would have been able to give you guys even more free coins. But not committed enough to this idea yet, considering we haven't done anything with it until now. Out of platforms again. We're gonna have to make adjustments to the house, though, or really quickly get a bed so I can actually stop spawning inside my door. That sword's probably the way to go right now, unless I want to sit here and make arrows. A wooden bow would be good enough for bow work anyway, so we'll go ahead and make a better sword. Ooh, murderous. Always helpful. Sentences that in any other context wouldn't make a damn bit of sense. There we go, that feels better. Ordinarily, I would make a pickaxe first, but at the rate things have been going, the sword seems like the better starting choice. Yes, it is a nice sword. Thank you. Just gonna put a platform above the door here so I can just hop up and over the house as needed. All this is like function over form. So if the way it looks seems bad, that's because it is. The side effect to giving myself an easy way back and forth across this is enemies are going to be able to just walk up to the door, but that's okay. That's what doors are for. Just to keep things that aren't me out of the house. And I did consider having this as a open session, but I also figured that I was going to have enough aggravation with people trolling with crowd control. I don't need people coming in and trolling as actual characters too. That can be an idea for the future. Really? Ice like 2 feet away in one direction, and desert 2 feet away in the other direction, huh? Okay. Guess that's just my life. This is a large world, so I know it's not the end of the world over here immediately. That would be ridiculous. And again, this might have potential to be a good thing. Depends on if I can find a pyramid close by that I could sneak down and grab a sandstorm in a bottle or something out of. That would be convenient, which means it's not going to be true. Just gonna bridge across this, because falling down there will be death. Not that dying matters that much, but I'd still rather not do it. And that hole doesn't go anywhere. We have some rope now, so I'll just build a rope up from here. Get me out of that situation. I swear if we just, like, transition straight into jungle now, I'm going to both be very happy and very upset. Because it'll mean everything's easy to reach, but man, is it going to suck. So this does prove to me that I have definitely rusted over a lot. This game. Which is not a surprise when you don't actively play something for... God, I don't even know entirely how long it's been since I've fully done anything with Terraria. I reverted back to when I first played this. Which was back when this game was new. And I mean new, not just like on Steam new. You know, I called out the jungle was gonna be real close too, and what do you know? There's jungle trees right there. And the jungle's underwater. I hate my luck sometimes. And by sometimes, I mean all the time. It's also night now, so things are gonna get real awkward real fast. Really hoping to have gotten my hands on a ranged weapon before having to fight things at night. But, well, guess we're here now. And we're gone. That's fine. That money can stay over there. It proved to me that there's nothing I want in easy reach in that direction. And that is good enough information for now. All going back out there will do is get me killed again. That doesn't help anybody. Admittedly, I don't think we gained anything meaningful from this adventure either. Pretty sure this did a whole lot of nothing for us. Just putting the taskbar icons back into a more sensible pattern, because I forgot that I had the crowd control icon as the last thing, so I keep clicking that trying to get Terraria back up every time I tab away. I'm just gonna fill this in because it's bothering me. There we go. This inventory is going to become a mess, and I don't really care right now, aside from making sure I can actually use my wheel in a sensible fashion. And I could just... I did not want to make boreal platforms. They're going to waste an inventory space, since they won't stack with the other ones. Other way. I could just start using rope to get up and down the hole quicker. At this point, I think I'm just going to commit to the bit and just dive straight down, and we'll worry about getting back out of the hole later. That, and if I get this done now, it saves the boring part of this idea from being during an actual significant part of the day. Because, oh boy, is this exciting, watching me hit 2 blocks under my feet and just going down a hole. Such hype. Such excitement. Going off into the darkness because I can't be bothered to put down a torch. I have lost track of where my feet are. Oh, fine. nose out a bit to see if there's anything meaningful. Yep, that's what I thought. That's snow over there. So, the underground ice section did encroach pretty far over, which is unfortunate. Oh boy, there's ice all the way into where I'm digging. That's gonna make things complicated. Good thing I wasn't planning on using water at the bottom of the hole as a landing point. Because if I stopped anywhere near this and tried to do that, it was going to freeze over and I might break through it, I might die on impact. I don't remember how that works with fall damage. I'm pretty sure I'd break through it and be okay, but I wouldn't bank on it. It is kind of disappointing that we've gone this far without finding a cave or anything. I kind of expected to have run into something by now, because I usually would have fallen to my death by now digging straight down. Wait, there we go. We found something. I don't know if this is a worthwhile something, but it's at least something. It is activity. It's also death. Aha, now I'm the one in the box. What are you gonna do about it? That's right, you're gonna lose. Because you're a loser. Okay, this goes places. Goes probably dangerous places. Which is what we're all about. Oh, well, that's less than ideal. Oh, boy. I'm glad I didn't fall any harder. Because I would punch through a lot of that ice and end up somewhere down in there. And there'd be more than likely no coming back from that without any light or anything. Because we'd have no idea what the hell happened. Let's just plug that hole, shall we? And make a way for me to get back out of here. I don't know, that does break through to somewhere. I don't know if this is somewhere we want to go, but curiosity and all that. Oh, but this will potentially break through into the underground desert, though. Since the water is changing colors. Why is everything awful, like, right next to my base? Why? I mean, it won't be so bad after the initial section of the game, where we're getting together some actual equipment, but... ugh, what a start. What a start. And what a fucking cave on that note. So worth it. we go, down the hole we go, into the unknown we will tunnel down, down, down. God, I need a better pickaxe. Of course, I probably should start thinking about putting platforms back up at this point. Because, right now, trying to get back down is going to be an experience. Particularly an experience in pain. I'm not worried about getting back up. Getting out of here alive was never really a consideration. Being able to get back down here once I perished was a concern, though. This does kind of need to be a repeatable trip. On the one hand, any landing you can walk away from is fine. This wouldn't be a landing we'd be able to walk away from. There we go. There's something good, though. This is something we need. Some extra max health that people could probably take away at any given moment. An emerald. Only the one, though. Oh, these are sapphires, though. Okay. I couldn't tell that they were sapphires. They blended in with the ice. But I decided to gamble and hope that it was. Lo and behold, I was correct. There's actually some topaz in the rocks over here, too. That I only just now noticed. So that'll help a fair bit, actually. No, don't make wood. I wanted to make platforms out of wood. Way to go, dum-dum. Okay. How? What? I don't understand, but I'm not gonna think about it too hard. Just like I'm not gonna try to figure out where we get the weird device we use to climb up and down ropes from. That just is apparently in our pocket, but is not used for anything else ever. I think I'm one block off, aren't I? Yep, sure am. Okay. That's not great. Let's fix that. Because otherwise I'm going to just break myself into tiny chunks the moment I try to come back down this hole. Yet again, not as if I'm going to actually be jumping back down this hole anytime soon. By virtue of the fact that we would have no means of surviving the impact. I would need to be going in the opposite direction I currently am and go get a horseshoe to have any prayer of surviving this right now. Because while there are potions for that situation, I've learned never to trust those, because I've had them wear off just as I'm about to hit the ground a few times. I have a bad habit of drinking a potion and then getting distracted. And expecting the potion not to fail me. Worth watching out for. This little bastard right here, the spike trap. Dart trap, rather, but it spits a spike. It's close enough. Pressure plate's around here somewhere. There it is. Just gonna take that out so nothing bad happens. Because there's no one else here for it to set up for failure, so I'm not going to keep it around. I have been known to leave them for other people before. Which more often than not just comes back to bite me in the ass anyway. Maybe because I'm the one who ends up getting shot. But, you know, you gotta have some fun in life, right? I seem to recall that I can actually put, like, spiderweb down here at the bottom, and that will not kill me. So if I'm about to deviate into a bad place, I might throw some of this cobweb I've got down here and see how well that works out for me. It's like, that just hit me as I was continuing to tunnel that might actually work. When I was playing this a lot, I ordinarily would have just made a bow of some kind and just immediately gone for taking on the Eye of Cthulhu and all that and just skipping straight ahead. But given the way I was getting trounced by zombies already, I'm not gonna rush ahead. That combined with the fact that I set this to expert means the no armor wonder is not gonna happen. Looks like we've just about run into something down there. Those are either jellyfish or they might be a minor skeleton. Something's generating light down there. I used to be a walking talking wiki of this game years back, but it's been too long for all of that memory to still be there. But as we're going, I'm sure some of it will come back to me. Considering some of it already has. Just a lot of the muscle memory and such is failing me a little bit. The hands remember the how, but not the timing. Yep, and that's an inevitability finally happening. A slime just dropping down into my hole. Taken out of context, that might be a bit bad, but if people take it there, well, so be it. How are we looking on material now? 44 copper ore, that's 11 bars? So I think it's 3? It'll be a little bit more than 11 bars. It'll actually be like 12 or 13, I think. Not actually bothering to do the math, in case anyone's wondering why the numbers are wildly inaccurate. It's because I'm not actually doing the math. I'm just throwing numbers, and one of them will stick. Even if it doesn't stick, it doesn't matter. We'll find out when we get up there. Even if I did better math, I would be expecting to somehow get called out for doing it wrong somehow anyway. Because invariably I'd be, like, one number off, and it would just be the end of the world. Well, that explains one of the things that's over there. There's a piranha. There's also an ice bat over on my right. And just all kinds of unpleasant everywhere. Ah. Is it the bat that's making the light? When it bumps into things? Huh. Weird. Oh, those are all things I have no need to deal with. Ah. Thank you, Evo, for the Prime sub. Just over here sleepily digging holes. That's fine. That's both of us right now. We're digging down into a building. Good. Might finally find something interesting. Oh, thank God. Double jump acquired. 90% of my problems are solved now. And bombs. A lot more of my problems are solved. I'll take this because I think I can actually do something with a keg. And I'll take the chest too because more storage is always good. More bombs are also always good. Okay, we're on to something now. Ooh, we're really on to something now. There's a lot of metal here. Yeah, over on the left side, there should be a button you can use to access the various effects you could cause if you want to start causing some trouble. Which I know you want to. And you should be able to use both channel points and the free coins that are provided. Or that if you do not wish to use money, which, considering this is just a test run of it, I would recommend against using money, but that ends up being personal choice. I certainly won't fight the idea of receiving money. Reaching the underground now. I know a bomb won't fit through that hole, but if I knock one block out... Are these bats gonna be smart enough to get in here before I throw this? Yep, that one is anyway. And I also botched throwing it in the hole anyway, so this is about to end in pain. And goodbye door again. Farewell to doors. I think I have enough to make what I need to make now. Oh wait, no, I need to make a loom to make a bed now, don't I? Because they made it so that a loom is needed to make silk, and silk is needed to make a bed. It has just been that long. I don't remember how to make a loom, 'cause it's been fucking forever. Guide, you jackass. Get back in this house so I can find out what I need. Ay. Don't make me kill you. You tedious waste of life. Is it any wonder that people always hate the guide? Let's see. Probably in my best interest to start making copper armor. Because this copper's not going to be good for anything else at this point anyway. Make a lead pick, even though it's not going to be that much of an improvement over the copper. But it'll still be quicker. I know I can use these chains to make a grapple, but I don't think I have enough gems for any of the gem grapples yet. I could check if the guide would actually get back in this damn house. But he apparently refuses to be civilized and be a part of this damn household. He's too busy off murdering. Which, I can respect that part of it. He's at least doing something useful for a change. But I'd still much rather it if he was in here doing the important thing of teaching me how to do things that I've long since forgotten how to do. His natural water trap, though, has been actually surprisingly helpful. There. Now that he doesn't have anything to try to fight, now he's remembered his purpose in life. Oh, I don't even need chains for the gem hooks, right? I just need a lot of gems. Okay, so that's good. Okay. There was something else my brain was firing on, and it's gone. Right, loom. Loom should need wood. And it's just the other bits that I'm going to need to figure out what I'm missing about. Loom. Loom is just... Oh, loom needs sawmill. Okay. Okay. I know how to solve this problem now, then. Okay. And sawmill just needs some lead, I think. Yeah. I need one more lead bar than I currently have in order to make the sawmill. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch, son of a bitch, son of a bitch. That means I can't solve the whole spawning inside my wall problem still. But that's okay. We can solve that in the future. As you see here, need 5 silk. 5 silk is made by using cobweb and a loom, etc., etc. Okay. Meanwhile, the zombies will just keep drumming on the door, and making an actually kind of nice beat, apparently. Anything else I wanted to check? The uses of... That still makes necrogreaves, to improve yo-yos. I could make a yo-yo. That is something I could do. Probably not going to do that, but I could do that. I need a gold crown or a platinum crown to make the slime summoning thing. Yeah, boreal wood doesn't do anything, like, crazy special, right? Boreal wood just does wood things. Yes. Okay. Okay, guide, be gone. I have no further use for you. Go off and perish. know he wanted to open the door, and I'm tired of hearing them drumming on the door at this point, so we're just gonna resolve that. You'd think by now the merchant would have moved in when I had all that money I had, but I lost a bunch of that money, so that decreases that odd happening. Oh, fuck me. Oh, double fuck me. Yep, there's the splatter from me having made terrible life choices. I reflexively tried to jump into that hole I made over there, and then I forgot that I only get one of those. So, there went even more money. I could try to go get that. I probably should try to go get that. But let me stop being stupid for just one moment here. Put down the chest. Put remaining money in the chest. Now you're being less of an idiot. But only slightly. Nope, I fucked it up again! I did retain some of that money when I landed and grabbed it, though. So this could be a method to this situation. It's just constantly re-grabbing the silver. Or I could have just, you know, done this in the first place. Just do it better. Okay, now I just need to remember where the bottom of this hole is. Guess who forgot I stuck a platform partway down the hole? If you guessed me, you'd be right. If you guessed an idiot, that would also be accurate. Well, here we go! I just need to remember where that spot is, which thankfully there's an X on my minimap for where I splattered myself. God damn it. You would think I would remember the things I did like 2 minutes ago, but no. No, I've clearly forgotten everything. Just gonna put this silver away now, too. We're gaining back our money. We're gonna make all this money back. And don't get me wrong, I could just build platforms down. Or throw rope down. But where's the fun in that? That just makes sense, and we're not about making sense here. And the funny part is the fact that I've splattered in that spot twice. While I'm here, I may as well take these statues, too. Why not? Now, these tunnels are deceptively short for how long it takes you to dig through them. You'll hit the bottom real fast. That was a little bit of water there, but I don't think that'll save me. It also won't save me from my own stupidity to begin with. There we go. I was hoping I was remembering the timing right to do that, but I couldn't guarantee that. Now, I am putting myself in quite the dangerous position right now by doing this. But that's the fun part. And dangerous positions are oft rewarded like this. I'm not even going to waste my time mining that copper at this point. That would make armor, but it's not even that good armor, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm better off just walking over here, mining this lead, and moving on with my life. I do have a bunch of shuriken. I could probably just take out the Eye of Cthulhu with shuriken. But I'd probably need more than I have. Oh, expert mode, he does have that one other stupid thing he does, so I don't know. Might need some better equipment than just throwing shuriken at him. Because in normal mode, you can absolutely just hose him down with shuriken and that would be the end of it. But expert, I don't think that'll quite work out in my favor. Miner Skelly. Are you gonna give me a mining hat? You gonna be a good friend like that? Or are you just gonna give me TNT or something and make me kill myself? You gave me bombs, so I'm not quite wrong, but I'm not quite right either. Especially when I do that. There we go, that gets rid of him. Of course, he'll live forever down there because, you know, doesn't need to breathe. That did also get rid of the pressure plate for that dart trap there, which is helpful. As you can see it down there in the water. There's a lot of bats in that other hole. I'm glad I'm not in there. This is a faster, much more exciting way of mining. I suppose that's just me wanting an excuse to blow things up. Which is always valid anyway. I thought this was some silver. This won't be of any use to me right now, because I'm never going to be able to find enough of it, but I have it. Oh, fuck. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. this? Oh, it was just a copper pile. Okay. We have a recall potion now, though, so we're just gonna get out of that situation. I have enough to make the loom and everything so I can fix my door problems, among other things. We actually have enough gold to make stuff out of that, too. Make a mana crystal, because I keep forgetting about that. Sawmill over here in the other room because it's not going to see any use for anything else. Ditto with the loom. Now, having space for the bed is a whole other animal. Which means we're just gonna have to build another room. First means dealing with our slime population problem. Just gonna be the attic dweller for a while. Damn it. Trying to place things quickly because I'm being aggressed upon. I'm not gonna have enough wood to finish this right now, am I? No, just enough to at least finish the frame. Won't have a door yet, but that's okay. Just needs to have a bed. So I can set a respawn point, and then never have this problem again. Oh, wait, no, I think it has to be a valid room before I can use it as a respawn point. Right. This one's particular about that. Right. Gotta go knock a tree or two down. Thankfully, trees at least give a lot. Oh, good, and we had enough money that the merchant finally got off his old ass and got here. There we go. Just quickly checking things as I do. I do still have a little bit of wood wall left, but not enough. Guide, don't make friends with the slimes. They are going to get way too friendly. See what you've encouraged, Guide? You've encouraged them to come up here and annoy me. You've just encouraged the worst behavior and walked away. I could make a golden sword, but that would only actually be slightly better. So I might not do that right now. say as I'm looking for a damn door. Sure, we'll just throw a Boreal door on there because I don't feel like scrolling to find the other door right now. There we go. Now we'll spawn up here in the attic and not knock my front door off its hinges anymore. It could be worth my while to make a golden bow, because that would expedite a fair few things for me. Could make a golden axe just to get through things quicker. I was hoping to be able to make the golden pickaxe, but I think that's 12, not 10. Yeah, the bow is probably the play right now. Is at the rate things are ripping through me, I need a means of defending myself that doesn't involve being next to my opponent. Things that aren't going to stack need to get out of my inventory and into this chest. Well, either won't stack or are unlikely to stack where I'll ever be going. So, sort the chest. Sort my inventory so I see more of the things I need to get rid of. I can throw away things like the ice blocks and the slush blocks, but I just can't be bothered to do it right this moment. I could always throw them out later. You, merchant. Right, it's 4 gold for the mining hat. That's gonna be a bit. I could get the sickle, but I don't care about that. The most useful thing he's selling right now is actually more arrows. Just give me a shitload of arrows. He doesn't sell anything particularly useful otherwise right now. I could just get a shitload of rope and just throw the rope all the way down the hole and save myself getting up and down that way. Also just get a bunch of shuriken for dealing with crowds. Wouldn't be the worst choice. Yeah, I'll buy some shuriken. That should help for a bit. Since I can't afford a piggy bank yet, I'm going to put the rest of the money in the chest for safekeeping. And now, a little bit better armed and a little bit more mobile, we can actually go out a bit further safely. Well, relatively safely. I don't even know why I was shooting at the bird. It was there. And I guess that's all the reason I needed. Let's start doing some more surface exploration in the hopes of finding some boots. And of course, you know, need some lenses in order to take on the Eye of Cthulhu anyway. I saw a purple glowing block down below, so I'm pretty sure we have corruption here, not crimson, which is good, because I kind of hate the crimson. But I leave it random anyway, because I don't want to determine the way the world will go. may as well use that shackle for now. I don't have any other accessories. A little bit of extra defense never hurt anybody. Pity it didn't have any effects on it, but, you know, just the way it goes. Get used to that sound. We're gonna be hearing a lot of that. It'd be a hell of a thing if one of those stars just came down and killed me right now. That wild shot ended up hitting the zombie all the way out in the distance. I wish I could say that was aimed. But as with most of my best shots, there was no intention or aiming involved. It just went there. I don't need to build platforms across this gap because I can just jump my way across. You know, if I didn't screw up and exit the ground before actually jumping the first time. One of these times I won't just put my foot in my mouth the second I say anything. It'll be a while before that happens, probably. Things will just be so much less fun. Probably make fire arrows, though. Those will serve me better. We should go. The irony about receiving a Night Owl potion while I can't see anything is not lost on me. Damn it! I fumbled. Everything was going so smoothly till that. The night vision before I go out the door. So that we will hopefully not be quite as blind. What went wrong there is I didn't account for the massive decrease in knockback I was going to have once I switched to the Shuriken. Having forgotten that they have, like, no knockback at all. And of course I wanted to try to stay near the chest so I wouldn't lose track of it, and then it all went sideways from there. I don't want that lens, but I also don't want to die again. So that complicates matters a bit. Not that I'm going to have that much choice in the matter at the rate this is going. I'm safe from the zombies here. Not safe from the eyes, which are really the problem anyway. The way they just bounce off my head and kill me. This was not worth dying for. And it certainly ain't worth dying again for. Can't be the edge. There's no way. No, this is just a desert. This has got to just be a desert. Oh, it's got a lot of stars. And a cave with a chest in it. Excellent. God damn it, they heard me that the eyes were the problem. Now everything is eyes. Don't need the plant fiber guide game. That's not something I care about. So I guess I could make use of it if I really wanted to. It's not perfect, but I like it. It definitely didn't scale quite as well as I would like it to. So I may make some adjustments to it and re-upload it in the future. That'll help a lot. Wall climbing. Yes, 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 yes. Of course, now I find a boomerang. Now that I've bothered to make a bow and everything. So the boomerang will still be useful sometimes. I'm gonna leave the herb bag in there because I don't want it flooding my inventory with crap. Blowpipe. No. Speaking of flooding my inventory with crap, I'm not picking that up either. Oh, I do need to fix the background on that one, just like the other one that's currently still got the weird black square background, even though I made sure to actually set the background to be transparent, it still wants to be disagreeable about it. It's upsetting, but I'll fix it at some point. Just clearing out the pile of notifications that built up in Discord, because otherwise it was going to drive me crazy. I really should go back to base at some point and make a bigger area for NPCs to spawn in so we can get a demolitionist in. So I could then buy all the bombs I could ever desire and just blast my way through this whole map. Yep, definitely not bothering to be down here. Too much damn water. Deal with that when I have a means of seeing without torches. Which, thankfully, I can at least get out of places like that, but, you know. I really should be taking all of these chests with me, but I just cannot be bothered right now. I can always come back for them if I need storage and don't feel like making more chests. Not like they're going anywhere. Meanwhile, I have places to be and people to slay. Fucked it up again. Either this is another desert, or this is the beach. Which it shouldn't be the beach, so it's probably the desert. Yep, this is definitely desert. An actually decent-sized one this time. So we'll want to remember that this is here for dealing with mummies later. Part of me wonders if there's a pyramid hidden somewhere under the surface there, but I'm not really that interested in searching the whole desert for it right now. We can look for things like that once I've got better ways of doing that. This could be useful. Take that. These. Keep stocking up on those. I'm not going to bother grabbing just 3 grenades, since I'm going to have to inventory juggle to fit them in. So I don't think I have grenades in my inventory right now. No, but when I sorted, I ended up with an inventory space, so I guess I'll take them. There's a demon altar down there. So if we need one, there's one in a decent spot, aside from being underwater. Gonna give myself a get out of jail free card there. That reminds me, put on the fucking aglet, you idiot. You're carrying an accessory and have an open accessory slot. Don't waste the inventory. Ah. Well, this is an interesting location. Good to know the effects work. Where on earth did that send me? far. Okay. Good. Good. Ooh, this actually sent me to a great place. So thank you for that, aside from the fact that I might die in darkness. Grab this before I get teleported away again. Aha! Ooh, there's also a suspicious-looking eye in here. Some better healing potions. Glow sticks. Rotation potions. Yeah, that was inevitable. There's a minecart track. That's interesting. Where does it go? Because I don't have a minecart, so I can't just use it. Oh yeah, you can use it anyway, I forgot. You don't need to have a minecart, it just makes it faster. Oh, this is less than ideal. This is very much less than ideal. Okay. Everything's fine. No need to panic yet. Interesting that it didn't look like the... Actually, no, duh. Of course I wouldn't see the overlay, because it's not going to be in-game. There is a chat message for it in-game. Oh, there goes that gold. Thought process interrupted itself. That's fine. The money wasn't the important part of that process. We got a lot of good things out of that idea. Well, let's see. Can't really make anything too meaningful still. There's a lot of money down in that hole, but not that fussed about money. We can make money very easily, especially now that we actually have an Eye of Cthulhu on hand that we can use once it turns nighttime. Yes, I'm gonna hoard things that I have really not much use for, but I'm gonna hoard them anyway. Just because I can. And I want to. God damn it. Way to hit all the wrong buttons, genius. So glad I'm so good at the video games. Quickly plant a forest so I don't need to think about this later. Right, it's because these are underwater. That's why it doesn't want to plant them. Right. That's fine. It does look like it's getting ready to be nighttime, so we could probably take out the eye. It's not going to be great in my current condition, but we probably can do it. And I could make an arena and all that fancy stuff, but it's just the Eye of Cthulhu. I don't really need to put in that much effort. I'm going to get killed the first time, probably, just because I am massively out of practice, and I wouldn't say I'm under-equipped for it, but for Expert Eye, I don't know. I'll probably be fine. It is nice finally having shoes again, though. I probably should have further lowered the price on most of these effects, though. I think they are still too high for the amount of finances available to people without them actually throwing money at me. I am going to make my way in the direction of where we were, though. It shouldn't be too hard to get to. It'll just take time. But 2 gold coins might be worth grabbing. But it's as much that there was interesting things there. But at the rate I'm going, I really should start carrying a piggy bank with me and plonk it down and put the money in it whenever I expect to be in problems. Which would be basically any time I get a gold coin, I would throw it in the piggy bank immediately. Because otherwise, at the rate this is going to go, I'm never going to have any money. Now we're back here. Which means we've got quite a ways to go before I start going down in order to find that area. I mean, we could always just follow one of the holes I was already in and go sideways to get where I want to go, but... Oh, hey, we're in a desert that's actually enough to have a sandstorm. Except it's like a 2-foot desert, so I don't know... Oh, then again, yeah, any desert can have the sandstorm effect going. It just ends up looking really weird when it's a desert that's a whole 2 feet across. I could have swore I spotted just like a tiny bit of corruption along the way across that, too. Oh, hey, there's the dungeon. Well, that's something I don't want to deal with right now. But let's break all his pottery anyway. Wait a minute, there's something that lights up down there. That has my curiosity. He peeked. Probably just an altar. But I didn't get a good enough look at it to know, so I'm going to find out. If I don't die in the process. Man, block off your damn hole. I normally don't do that, because I would rather fight my way through the situation, but at the rate this is going, that's not a wise course. Ignoring the fact that I'm getting pushed inside the sand, occasionally by this wind because of the way sand works in this game, with it not being completely solid when it's moving. You just end up weirdly in the side of the block sometimes. Why was there light coming from down here? It's just an open air pocket. It's not even really anything here. That's weird. Am I going crazy, or was there light here? Oh. That might be why. The edge of the dungeon's right here. Really hope I don't end up offending the Dungeon Guardian by being this close. I don't think he actually cares unless you're physically inside. It has again been too long. Oh, that area we were in is actually under the dungeon. Okay. That gives me a frame of reference to work with. Hindsight, I probably shouldn't have used all my bombs, but it'll be fine. We'll find more. Now for the most exciting part of any Terraria stream, digging. That's odd. That's very odd. Everything on the crowd control UI just reset aside from what's been spent, which is odd to me. But I've also not used this much. I don't know if it just resets the live viewer count randomly or something. Then again, those counts have not agreed this entire time anyway, so it probably just doesn't know what it's talking about. I had Twitch do that to me the other day too, where it reset the count and everything went weird, so I don't know. Not that I ever know what's going on to begin with. So a note for any of you that are unfamiliar with my schedule, quote-unquote, because I don't really have a schedule still. I do have to work in a couple hours, so we will probably be ending in about an hour. Or so I have time to do what I need to do before going to work. Schedule is, of course, in quotes because it's just a mess 90% of the time, so things just kind of happen. My consistency time-wise has gone up a bit, but it is not where I would like it to be still. Okay, it looks like we're almost underneath the dungeon completely. Considering where I see those blocks. That might also just be a part of the dungeon, and then the dungeon fucks off in another direction. And for another 30,000 blocks. This is a large map, so that dungeon really should be bigger than that. is this that's next to me? We may never know. Because apparently it wasn't really a thing. I just broke it and it was gone. Round 2, this time with a jellyfish that can actually fight back. Yep, that's what I thought. There's more dungeon over there. We got a long way to go before we're getting where we're going. Which doesn't money and such despawn, so more than likely all of that's going to be gone by the time we get there anyway. That's how long this is taking. And we do have to be a bit careful, because we are in the radius of a blue candle, which is going to be raising the spawn rates around me. There comes a worm. There goes a worm. I'm going to wait for that worm to come back so I don't get harassed by it. Once it figures out how to get here again. There we go. Wasn't doing a great job at that. Glow stick so I can still see once I fall into this water. There we go. Just make air pockets and dig my way down. I kind of want the lead, but not badly enough to dig through water for it. There's an emerald in there, apparently. Really doesn't help that the glow stick got stuck in the wrong place. I can also night owl up and see a bit further underwater. If I do another stream of this, because I'm definitely not getting far enough to do it today, I will probably do my favorite thing, which is dump the ocean into hell. Just because it's funny. Current commitment level to this idea is admittedly a bit low. Exactly. It's all about creating just the best mental images for people. So hey Spanky, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Fair enough, I appreciate it. And I'm glad you're doing well. funny you happen to pop in, though. I was originally considering... Yeah. I was originally considering actually doing Symphony of the Night crowd control today. But the emulation was being a bit funky, so I decided not to take the time to fight with it today. You are right, there is a lack of rings. If you're doing reasonably well, Symphony of the Night's not long. It may end up seeming long if you end up not knowing where you're going or running into one issue or another. Ah, okay. That makes sense. There's a few rooms like that that'll will end up being in a weird place depending on how long it's been. But 100% in 9 hours ain't bad. I think my last trip through, when I randomized it, took 8 or 9 hours, but I didn't 100% it, and I also just got very lost because it had been a very long time since the last time I'd played. And I never had actually finished the game before that. Yeah, that can happen. There's a few sections where you're getting abilities often enough that it'll just slide right on by and you won't even catch it. I might have the time after I get off work today to work on getting Symphony of the Night to behave as far as crowd control goes. Yeah. I want to say out of the ones from Symphony of the Night on, I want to say Symphony's the only one that doesn't have a slide. I'm not sure if Order of Ecclesia had a slide either, now that I think about that. That one might be the only other one. Yeah, no, they just expect you to suffer with those flea men. That's just how it is. Became one with the sand again. I'm definitely getting a bit off track of where I'm trying to get to, but it's fine. It's funny how that seems to be a consistent theme with a lot of the things we play, isn't it? Where there's just some small basic enemy that's far more dangerous than anything else in the entire game, including the bosses. Any variation of Souls has its dogs. Exactly. Wait, we were right on the same page immediately there. I didn't... That just tells you how consistent those are, if that's the first thing everyone thinks about with that. The hell is that? I've never seen a crawdad in this game before. There have been a few updates that I didn't play, so maybe that is something that was added. In hindsight, I probably should have messed with Journey mode. Or whatever that other mode they added was called. Where you could infinitely replicate things. Eh. Hindsight's 20/20 and all that. I do not wish to go to Rome. Please stop throwing things at me. Well, hoplites are Greek, but eh. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Spears being thrown at me is still upsetting no matter who's throwing them. I have come into the possession of a lot of javelins as a result of this. To finish an earlier thought, I have every intention of doing... Pretty much, yeah. I have every intention of doing crowd control Symphony of the Night. It just is going to take a bit more fiddle-faddle to get it to actually cooperate. Might end up being tomorrow, though I have more time tomorrow, so I'll probably continue Eternal Ring. It, as always, ends up being very up in the air what I'm actually going to do on a given day, because even I don't know what I'm going to want to do. I remain consistently inconsistent. You would think I would have considered the concept of digging in the water again to be a terrible idea. But instead, I've apparently chosen to dig straight down where the water is. No, I'm just going to change my fate. I'm going to avert it right now. I'm just going to go over here. I mean, while that has been an idea that has been had in history, it didn't work out when they did it before. I don't anticipate it working out now. Poseidon has not offended me. I have no reason to try to stab anything associated with him. Nah, it's fine. It's doing a great job. It's containing my enemies for me. It is drowning my torches, though, which is upsetting. Never trust the water. Oof. Yeah, you had to get your quota for the day. Camouflage slime. Okay, there's something here. Yeah, there's a building. Okay, that's not working because that's not the right kind of background wall, I guess? Yeah. These will attach, but the other ones won't. Pay no mind to the fact that I can stack them vertically like that. Everything is fine. Physics is having a time, but we don't need to worry about that. There we go. Now I've got a cloud in a bottle and a blizzard, so I can triple jump. And some silver, which is always good. Somebody's gonna come back and find their nice pile of cobwebs ruined. They'll just have to redo their whole aesthetic. And I wish I could say I'd feel bad, but I don't. I'm a vandal and I know it. I've embraced this. Let's just give the bat all the water. I'm sure he's going to be very happy having all of that. You enjoy that, friend. It's yours now. And just a reminder to everyone, you will have a crowd control overlay button on your screens, and should you choose to use it, you will be provided with 50 coins free to use for that. And any channel points you have can be spent at a 10-to-1 ratio to cause any kind of trouble all you desire as long as it's in the list. This was a very good time to use a Spelunker potion, apparently, because we found another Heart of Health. And there's your demonstration of how it works right there. As long as it hasn't disconnected again, everything should still be working. I haven't seen any warnings pop up. So it should still be working fine. If it for some reason doesn't work, it should refund you. If not, I can still refund it whenever needed. There we go, better boomerang. I'll keep the regular boomerang on hand just in case, though, because oh god. Being consumed. We should leave. Leaving is a good idea. Okay, we got 10 silver bars now. Quick stack the everything that will stack. Hey Dadloaf, I'm doing alright, how about you? Just a nice relaxed stream today. After not great sleep and, you know, just the way it goes. How are things on your side? More or less the same problem. I think I got 3 hours sleep last night, something along those lines. Sometimes life just finds a way to make it so that sleep doesn't happen. This Emerald Hook. Now, did I retain my change for how I set the grapple? Yes, I did. Okay. Okay. As long as you enjoyed it, that's what matters. And hopefully it won't be too hard to get your schedule back on track. Probably gonna have to reset that spawn point now that I broke that wall. But that's okay, I can fix that easily. Need to make a couple doors. Okay. I really should get checked on that whole thing, considering I very consistently have issues sleeping, but I've yet to pull the trigger on actually going and seeing anybody about it. I loved this game once upon a time. I've had a lot of trouble convincing myself to go back to it as well. I tried it out with some of the mods that are out there. That was definitely a lot more interesting than just going back and playing it again normally. But I still can't say it was as good as it was when I first played it. And I think that's just mostly because this is the kind of thing that's just kind of a one and done. Because of the time investment required. But it can be a real rough first experience as well. Okay. Yeah, I need a table for that set of housing up there for it to be viable. I will say, in this day and age, the game is far friendlier, as long as you're not playing on Expert. Playing on Expert is something I would never recommend anyone. Yeah, that can incredibly easily happen. You can literally walk out your front door and end up in a place you can't do anything about, unless you go out very well prepared. Literally all it takes is walk out a door, fall in water. You now can't see. You're going to perish. This game very much relies on you having a few accessories attached in order to be able to maneuver properly. I mean, a lot of games would be improved by being Doom Eternal. Oh, you got a new chair, huh? I still kind of need to get a new chair, even though this one's fine. It is starting to sag. There are a lot of things ahead of it on the list of things I need to get. Yeah, that's a mental image no one should have to deal with, right there. There we go, we got a demolitionist. Now I can start doing terrible things to the world. Just gonna put a lot of this stuff away. I wonder if I can sell him a statue. I had money once. Now I have bombs. My life is still better. Grab a couple sticks of dynamite to go with all these bombs. Stop partway down. Wait, I have wall gloves. I can just do this and be safe. I forgot immediately why I was like, oh yeah, I can totally just drop down this hole I made and be fine. It was because I have wall clinging gloves now. Still have no means of protecting myself from the darkness and being blind, but... well... You'd be happy to know that that's happened before. Also, oh, this is a friendly hornet. Okay, I expected that to try to kill me. I appreciate your gift. Even if I did immediately try to horribly murder it. Oh god, ice slimes. No! Stop throwing spikes everywhere. You know what? Heck with you, slime. Have dynamite. Yeah, that's the expected reaction. He just runs away. By giving you these powers, I've just given you the excuse to make even more puns, haven't I? Also, it would help if I remembered that I also have this grappling hook that I can just use to stick to the ceiling. Oh, what have I done? Then again, that is why my stream title is what it is. Yeah, who needs to mine when you have about 100 bombs to just tunnel through the universe with? Oh, you wait 10 minutes? I ask myself that constantly. That's just a running dialogue in my head. Gets tiresome quickly, but it is what it is. Periodic check-ins are important, though. You've already made quite a bit of ground. Fair. Soundtracks are also important. I could be bombing more efficiently, but I'm just enjoying throwing bombs. Now, there's a word I doubt most people would ever associate with me. I wonder, can I get this bomb down there with him? Yes! I didn't hit him with it, but I'm proud enough about that bounce getting down there. There's something down here making awful noises at me. Come on, just die and drop your hat. Drop your hat. Or more bombs. I accept your offering of more bombs. Sadly, no. Perhaps someday. Just remember, you brought this on yourself. This one I cannot be blamed for. Aren't we all? I know I certainly am. Some people are the hero in their own story. I know I'm the villain in my own story. And that right there, if I hit the pressure plate associated with it, will explode. Because that is a whole pile of TNT just in a little block. Purposely set so it's hard to see. But I'm pretty sure I already blew up the pressure plate. So that's the good news. The bad news is I'm perishing to a granite golem that I can't see. As the Hornet panics. True. Being someone else's nemesis is a lot of trouble. Just so much work. That is also true. And you're just multitasking efficiently. If you're being your own nemesis while also doing what you need to be doing. Any business would be proud of you for that. That's also a fair response. That is the other side to that coin. You just gotta make sure to pay them well, or they will fuck it up too. The other option is fuck it up and be proud that you fucked it up by doing it your own way. There's a lot of traps around here now. I think the game is upset at my shenanigans. Which is nothing new. I upset the universe on a regular basis. Also fair. I'm honestly surprised you didn't announce your presence by doing something horrible with the crowd control buttons. Of course, I've invited my own demise by saying that, and I fully accept this. Some would say I did that on purpose. Knowing you, you're also waiting for the perfect time to cause trouble. I do feel compelled to remind that if you're going to get at your trouble in, you should do it soon, because I'm not going to be live that much longer. And anytime I launch a new crowd control game, you will get your 50 coins again, as far as I'm aware. So, spend them while you got them. Because I don't believe they stack. I'm honestly unsure about that part of it. I believe purchased coins carry over, but I don't think the free ones do. Yeah. That thing on the left side there is the crowd control menu, where you can pick various effects to do terrible things. That's where the Hornet came from. That's why I ended up getting randomly teleported all the way over there the one time. You can also spend channel points in there at a rate of 10 to 1. Which, in future crowd control streams, I will make all of the effects cheaper than I did today. I just did not really think through the amounts as well as I should have, because I was in a rush. Considering all of the setup for this was done 10 minutes before I went live today? 10 minutes being a generous number? I'm surprised I haven't found a boulder trap yet. Interesting. Did it break? Is it broken? Oh, looking like it was broke. Oh yeah, that will happen. Sometimes it needs to be refreshed for it to behave. It is by no means a perfectly done or consistent setup. Not that much that I do is consistent. I did not consider the fact that that was going to affect the Hornet too. I'm now being pursued by a painting that has been inverted. I don't know if that makes it more or less concerning. I'm also not at all sure what my arrows are now. They are something. But I don't recognize that something. What are bombs now? Lanterns. Okay. Sure. And now things are back to normal. I need to see if I can make that effect last longer. I don't remember there being an option to extend durations, but I could also just make it cheaper and then it can just happen more. So I think that's already reasonably cheap. I think I have it set to like 10. That is a good proof. Thank you for that. Okay, good. Oh yeah, I see the 10 bits registered there. Thank you for that. Huh. Being buggy. Okay. I would assume that that ends up being variable for people. Which is unfortunate, but not altogether shocking. It is, after all, an unofficial extension for Twitch. Not that I would expect an official Twitch extension to behave that much better. That is why I provide it. I want people to go mad with power. That's what makes things fun. Though you're too late to kill me right now. I have already perished. of my own shenanigans. So, man, the money drop rate is a lot higher than I remember it being. I could have swore I would have kept half of that. Oh, well. It's fine. You'll get another chance very soon. I'm not done yet. I mean, it's just more fun when you have the power to go along with it. So here's something that'll give people plenty of opportunities to cause trouble. I'm gonna summon a boss. I should have put the javelins back on my bar if I was gonna do this. Oh, that's a visual. Yep, I see everything real good right now. Yep, everything is fine. Don't adjust your sets. Everything is just fine. I mean, he's either insane, or he's the only one who really knows what's going on. Hard to tell. Besides, if he really does have the power, are you the one who's going to want to question him about that? Yes. That proves that every feature of it functions. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Which is why I'm gonna be cheeky and buy health. Ah. Well, that's unfortunate. The boss fight has ended because it became just close enough to daytime that he left. Well, all of those run off the same setup, so 90% of that should work fine. There's one or two that I disabled because I knew they wouldn't work. Aha. But that was unfortunate because that expends that eye I had. But that's fine. I mean, it saw some shit, so that's fair. It doesn't want to have any part of what was happening here. And I can't blame it in the slightest. If I roll up and everything just starts turning every color, I think I would leave. Thank you for the bits, Dad Love. Hopefully the correct message played. I can't actually see that part of my overlay right now because of where I have the crowd control window. And if it didn't, I'll always be able to fix it later. Ah. Alrighty, Spanky, have a good one. Okay, yes, the message does play correctly. I figured you were going to do it with another 1-bit test, so I quickly moved the crowd control window out of the way so I could see. Either we're both becoming too predictable or we just know each other too well. It's hard to say which one is true on that. Probably both. Fair. I can get behind that logic. Still need to make an animated emote. One of these days it'll happen. Maybe I'll work on that on Monday. That is a good one. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if I rage enough to need a rage emote. But it would be a really cool looking one, so maybe. As I make war upon the umbrella slimes. It is a good emote. That is a smooth animation. Kind of weird going from rain to snow to rain again. And in a minute here, we're probably going to go into a sandstorm. It's all based on the rain event happening. But in each biome, it has a different effect. Used up a lot of javelins on that fight. Didn't realize how many I threw till I looked at the fact that I have, like, none of them now. That's fair. It's equally valid to be able to find good people as it is to be able to do something yourself. Lord knows I got a long way to go in terms of making art. It's also said that no artist is ever really happy with what they do either, so there's that. And we're back here again. Ah, good. Nice to be able to encourage them to keep going, I'm sure. Yeah, I did put the silver bars away. God damn it. No. There's where I ended up throwing those thorn potions. There's another lower section of the dungeon. Much as where that dungeon section is going to complicate getting through. I'm betting it's, yep, still better to go this way because there's a path. At least somewhat of the way. Except the dungeon's going to completely block me off. God damn it. Can't very well go into the dungeon either, because if I go in there, I'm just going to get murdered by the dungeon guardian. I mean, it would be pretty funny to get chased around by him for a bit, though, if I can manage to dodge him. That would be pretty funny. That'd be a pretty good way to end today. Yeah, to hell with it. Let's see how far into the dungeon I can get without getting instant killed by the dungeon guardian. Let's see how well I remember how to dodge that. Because there is a way to get decently in there before he can kill you. Yeah, I just need to get back up there before the death will happen. But by the time I get up there, I'll probably live about a minute, and then I'll die. And a minute is being generous. Because that thing comes at you really fast. Of course, one of the options in there is just to straight up summon the Dungeon Guardian on my head, too, but I'm pretty sure I set that high enough that it can't just be thrown at me willy-nilly. You've got a good theme in general. god. Can't see. Drowning. Why do I not have any glow sticks left? I thought I had glow sticks. There we are. Who would have thought that climbing back out of here would be harder than getting in here was? The answer would be everyone. It rains a lot in this world. You know, mind the walking goldfish. Everything is as normal. Okay, let's see if they've made this more aggressive or less about dealing with you when you run in here like an idiot. Not dead yet. He also hasn't flown at me yet. There he is! Yep. Okay. They fixed how well he turns. Because he used to come by real quick. And he'd end up missing sometimes. Not so much this time. He was right on target that time. But that will do. Perishing to a flying skull seemed like as good a way to end things as any. Let me see who's up and about, and what people are doing. I did both of them a bunch. I don't know what that is. Yeah, sure. Let's raid into the unknown thing. I don't know what that is, so we'll go there. That sounds interesting. As usual, thank you all for hanging out and indulging my silliness. Have a good one, and of course, be good to the ones we're raiding. Whee! Hopefully it'll actually take me along on my own raid for a change, and I don't have to fight with it.
Might be interesting, like it doesn't fit.